What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of 100 Yards of Football, Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host and producer this afternoon, Logan Landers. Today, our topic is going to be our NCAA legend. We're going to be covering Billy Payne, the former wide receiver / defensive end for the University of Georgia. Now, you guys know I cannot do this all alone. I have to bring on my brother from the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, Jay McMinn, to break him down and talk about what this man has done on and off the field, because he is very, very impressive. Jay, first off, how you doing today, man? And also, let people know what you've learned in your research of Billy Payne.
Yeah, I'm doing well, Logan, and thank you for asking, man. What a wonderful day it is out here now. Second day of dryness coming out of the monsoon that Houston went through last week. So it's just nice to be in the land of dry, to be honest with you.
Yes, I know.
It really is. It's nice to be in the land of dry. But anywho, let's talk about a little bit of Billy Payne. As you know, he's an offensive guard, like you just said, defensive end. He converted over with the University of Georgia. But, you know, Logan, like we talked about in pregame, he really didn't do a whole lot in the way of college football that would really, I guess, hype him up or anything in any kind of way. But what is notable about him is a couple of things. Number one, he was inducted into the World's Golf Hall of Fame. So that just kind of tells you he meant more to the world of golf than he did to the world of college football. He is also the Augusta National Chairman, which is another obviously very prestigious role to have, considering this the Masters and the PGA. So, again, I want to let you know that his dad was also an offensive lineman and was also an all-SEC team in 1949. So his dad actually, I think, was even a little bit better football player, I think, than he was, Logan. Vince Dooley, though, believe it or not, was his coach. We talked about Vince Dooley not even a couple of segments ago. So just kind of going back and tying into Vince Dooley a little bit, Billy Payne was underneath him on that offensive line. And last but not least, he also led the Atlanta bid for the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. And, you know, like I told you, he meant more to sports outside of playing at the College of Georgia than he did playing at the College of Georgia. And I think and it's just cool that him and his dad went to the same alma mater. You know, he played under Vince Dooley, which we know how good he was. So this is more, I think, about his life outside of the world of football than there was in.
Yeah, when you look at Billy Payne, his Wikipedia page is a novel because of just how much he's done, you know, throughout his life in football and golf and, of course, you know, the Olympics, which is near and dear to a lot of people here in the South in Georgia when they came here in 96. I mean, this is the guy who pretty much put the nail in the coffin for it. He was the main guy leading it. And so, you know, hats off to him for helping bring that all those years ago during those times. But looking at Billy Payne, you know, as a player at Georgia, he had a solid career. I'm not saying that, you know, it's nothing to write home about in terms of just, you know, one of the best college football players of all time. But when you look at his game in what he did at Georgia, like you mentioned, Jay, under Vince Dooley, I would say it's respectable. He played 3 seasons at Georgia, played as a receiver and a defensive end. He led the team in receptions in his sophomore year. He also played on the 3 seasons at Georgia. That team just only posted 4 losses between 66 and 68. But like you mentioned, his senior year is when he switched to the defensive end right there. And Georgia, right, SEC title, and they went to the Sugar Bowl. So he also won All-SEC and All-America honors right there for the most outstanding athlete. And, of course, we all know that big interception he's got against Archie Manning against Ole Miss. So that's a big one there. But once he got out of college, right, he had a law degree, obviously really smart, had a political science degree as well, went into real estate as well, and then he became the CEO and president on the Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games, which, as I previously mentioned, helped get the Olympics to Atlanta in 96. So, just, you know, and also whenever I was looking him up too, James, I learned this too about just the Olympics in general. So Atlanta is the first city to win an Olympic bid on its first attempt and being the first privately funded Olympics in the history of the event. So just that just shows how much the work they put into it to convince everyone to get into Atlanta for that 96 Olympics. But you mentioned he's got real estate companies in Atlanta throughout the city. Also became chairman of the Augusta National Golf Club, home of the Masters, as we all know, is the top tier golf tournament for the PGA Tour. Like I said, he's just done a lot, man. He has done a lot. He's a fundraiser, Civil and Human Rights Center as well. I mean, like I said, he won the Teddy Roosevelt Award in '97 in the NCAA, which is the most prestigious honor given to someone. Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, twice been named Georgian of the Year. And I mean, he's just an impressive individual, man. Mm-hmm. Like I said, he's 76. He's still kicking to this day. He's still doing good. Like I said, he retired from Augusta back in 2017 at as the chairman position. And since then, man, he has just been doing his best and just enjoying life. And Billy Payne is someone who, that's kind of what we're here to do today is to educate and let people know about this guy.
Right.
Because, like you said, had a solid career on the field, right? It was good. He played 3 seasons at an SEC school. So obviously he's a good athlete, but I think we can all say that his achievements off the field in golf, in the committees, and everything else he's done in real estate, that is what you think of when you think of Billy Payne. But overall, this guy, super impressive. Glad we were able to dive into him today, Jay, look into him, and just look at the man he was and just give kind of a history lesson for everyone out there who might not be familiar. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to educate. We're here to let you know. And also, Jay, we're here to tell you guys about people who you're not going to hear about on any other networks. That's what we're here to do. We're here to give you deep breakdowns on these people, on these individuals, and their entire career. So once again, we appreciate you, the fans, for checking us out on Facebook and YouTube. Also, go and download our podcast as well. If you want to check out some more work me and Jay do, we are over at the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network on all social medias, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, you name it, you can find us over there. We do shows every single week with our guests and other crew members over there putting in some good work. But until next time, guys, once again, go download the show on our podcast. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. 100 Yards Football Sports Talk Radio. For Jay McLovin, I'm your host and producer,